Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Okay, tonight I need a little meal. So today I was talking to the guy who conducts the class, and I was talking about cheap, easy food, and he said they used to make their grits more like cornmeal mush. So I've been adding more water water to my oatmeal, and I thought, yeah, that is a good idea because it is a lot tastier. Okay, so I want to use milk. What did I do with the butter? Oh, it's out. Okay. So with grits, you can mix water or milk. So I'm going to make some milk. Okay. The milk I like is the Walmart whole milk. There it is. I don't want to spend much money. I went Friday, Saturday, and Sunday spending very little money. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday spending very little money. So I want to finish the week out and be super cheap. And then we'll start over next week. I'll come up with something. I don't know what. Maybe the same thing because it's very easy. Okay, so I need a 1/4 cup of milk. Well, I'm going to do a cup to make it. Normally it would be a 1/2 cup of liquid, but I'm going to put a 1/4 cup milk. And then I will put 1 cup water. Okay. And then I have some butter that I had in the freezer. I bought marked down, and I will put that in a minute. Okay. What kind is this? It is, what did I do with that? You know, I have a lot of food out. It's hard to keep track of it. All right. Let's zap it for about a minute and see what happens. What did I do with that? Okay, I have some icy cold iced tea. And I think it was yesterday I bought these sausages at Dollar Tree. I've been getting some awesome food at Dollar Tree. Okay, I have something for you guys. All right, 45% of Americans get most of their food from Walmart on a weekly basis. So they're buying food week by week. That doesn't mean that this comes with 6, so it's enough for 2 meals. It doesn't mean that's all the food that they have in the house. That just means that that's generally how they buy their food. Okay, so I'm making my grits. Oh, here they are. Cheddar cheese grits. And I have some frozen cheese, so is it a minute? Okay, let's see what happened. Let's see if it's more like cornmeal mush. Yeah, it is, but it's not quite done. Here's what we have so far. So I'm adding twice as much milk as to make the thick grits. And then I'm going to make 3 of these pre-cooked sausages. For $6, I can buy a big bag. That's really a good idea. Then you would have breakfast sandwiches. And so now I am going to make a microwave egg. Oh no. Oh no, hello. Where's the eggs? Ah, here they are. I have 1 egg left in one of these, so I want to use that. Okay. There it is. I think there's exactly 1 egg left in here. I bought some more eggs, but I try to use everything up. Okay, so this video is why some people are so much better off than other poor people with the same amount of money. Get out of the poverty rut. Ooh, this looks good. All right, let's let it set for a minute. And I think these would take about maybe a minute. I might as well make all 6, 125. I can eat the rest tomorrow. Okay. 1 egg. Walmart. So I need a little butter. And I need 1 egg. And so this is a very cheap meal, and this figures in on, I poke the yolk, and I'm going to zap it with a wet paper towel, because that's the way you do it, over the top. You know, even when not much cooking is going on, these videos are still quite the big fat mess. Let's see. Okay, now my grits or my mush is looking good. Look. All right, that is good. Let's see what happened with these sausages. Perfect. A little butter and so even though most Americans are buying a majority, I'll put like about 1 piece, are buying a majority of their food at Walmart, there's a lot of us buying food at Dollar Tree. And the thing about the Dollar Tree, okay, so I have some butter and some milk. So this is literally a meal in minutes. So in theory, you would buy 1 week worth of food and you would save all of your money. I need a little bit longer. That's in theory, but what usually happens, if you're kind of low on money, you're going week by week, and by the end of the week, you could be getting very low on food. So that is not a good way to get out of this vicious poverty cycle. When I was young, I thought, well, you know, I seem to be living a lot better than some people who make the same amount of money. Why some people are much better off than other poor people with the same amount of money. Get out of the poverty rut. Okay, if you get broke enough, most of the people you know are going to want to shun you. They're not actually going to want to be around you. Okay, this is perfect. Take a look at this. Then, you know, when you get better off, perhaps if you don't have a long memory, they might want to come back. Okay, now that you're better off, we can be friends again. Maybe. I'm not letting any of the people that did that to me back in my life under any circumstances, because that was cold, because, you know, I had my little boy. All right, number 1. So if all of a sudden people are avoiding you like the plague because you're poor, That's when you know you're poor. Okay. These people who are living better, are they really just scrimping and penny pinching? They're just like making life miserable? Not necessarily. This is a good buy. But I think a little bit longer. You don't want to overdo it. I think what you want to do is, when finances permit, buy the big bag of them with maybe like 30. Okay, this is a big improvement. I'm glad I had the conversation. What I was trying to do, I wasn't trying to do anything except tell them that the class was really nice and beneficial to me, and that I was very grateful, because I upped my membership from $10 to $30, which is not a big deal, but I think I should get my $20 extra a month, advantage. So, okay, so I'm drinking icy cold tea, and here is the meal. I will enjoy this. So am I scrimping and saving and, living terrible? Not really. I'm fine with this. I've done it for a long time, and I don't have to worry about living on the streets. Out here, a lot of people are living in motels. That is so much better, you guys. But the motels are smart. They know what the market can bear, and they're charging these poor people all the money they have. And the people, if they've been living in cars, have been so miserable, they're just willing to pay, and they're living, they're the working poor. Okay. So the people who are living better are doing what I just showed you. And also the guy at the gym, because I'm trying to find healthy meals, he told me he makes like frittatas or crushless quiches, because when you're doing the bodybuilding way, you need the food available, like this salad I made. So if you have it, I made this salad yesterday. If you have it available, you're going to eat a little bit. All the chopping and such is just enough effort to make you not want to do it. And this way you don't run the risk of going and letting your veggies go down south. One, you might find people don't want to be around you, and you don't know why. You've known them all of your lives. Well, the reason is because, they're better off than you. Now, perhaps these poor people who are doing better than you are receiving EBT or going to the food bank, pantry, or churches quietly. You're going, my gosh, how do they do it? They don't broadcast it. When I was living in La Mesa and I got sick, I had a very violent headache. I'm not prone to them, so I thought, wow, I think I'm having a stroke. I had my head MRI'd, so I went into like emergency mode, and I went to the La Mesa food pantry, and the people were really nice. And what I realized, the people that were going there were almost 100 years old, and they had been going for years and years. And I thought, yeah, that's what you've got to do when you get older. You have to adjust to reality. Okay, so they were going for years or years. Now, if you're poor and you have enough money, enough food so that you're not hungry, You're going to do so much better. Also, hungry children are really, really bad and more apt to do drugs, alcohol, and sexual escapades and crime. But if your kids are well fed, like they're not going to be starving, then they're going to be so much better off, and so are you. Okay, the people who are doing better, they eat food they like I like this, and they're not suffering serious lack. But they are eating probably low-cost food, so you want to give that some consideration. And they don't waste. Chances are they don't waste their food. They don't waste their resources. The day before payday, the day of payday, and the day after payday is the same. Like some of the people I were trying to help have very bad habits. One, going out to IHOP, tipping the waitress, buying, just a regular meal, but it could still cost, at least $10, possibly $15, $20. And another thing is paying for other people on payday. Not smart. Also, if you're going to somewhere and you're buying food with your EBT, since you want to be nice to all your friends, I said, what are you doing? She goes, oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. I go, no, it is not okay. You're on welfare, food welfare. Okay, now people who are doing better usually don't spend money. Or if they do spend money, they spend very little money, and they're just basically only buying the basic stuff like food. All right, now think about this. They buy soup, crackers, peanut butter, and cheese. So I like eating that. That goes back to their eating, or tuna on crackers. They're eating low-cost food they like, but they're not spending a lot of money. Cereal. Okay, I put my cereal in this thing so I could find everything. So here it is. 1/4 cup oatmeal, and I have the 1/4 cup measuring in close by in here. Half of 1/4 cup walnuts or any seeds. If you have like pepitas or like sesame seeds or some seeds like that, like if you got them at the food pantry, grind them. Raisins, I bought these for $1.29. 3 servings at a quarter cup, but if you are using 1/2 of a 1/4 cup and nuts, that's going to last you almost a week. Powdered milk, 1/4 cup. And then I started putting 1.5 cups water. And then and so that is good in itself, but I had bought these cereals, and I have this today, and I sprinkled these cereals, and my oatmeal was a lot like this mush. Okay, now it's to the yummy consistency that I like. So like if you learn one of these tips, and you start doing it and you do it habitually, and the eggs are cooked in the microwave, you could have some toast, and then you have your little salad that you eat it until it's gone. I have pickles and olives. I did this yesterday. You could make a breakfast sandwich. We'll get into that in 1 minute. All right. So this oatmeal is a good low-cost meal. I can eat it every single day until I get tired of that. And then at the gym, they said, don't eat more. And I go, are you kidding me? So I bought 2 of these, and what I do is I zap them for 1 minute, and I have them with my oatmeal. And then 99¢ only, I bought this, and I bought this. So when you're eating these big meals, you know, they're low cost. You get hungry, you know, have a one of these, you know, these sandwiches. And so as I eat my freezer down, I know I'm going to have my oatmeal and my sandwich, and then I'm not going to be hungry. Lunch meat, I usually get bologna, turkey, or ham, and sometimes eat, you'll notice that thrifty people sometimes eat frozen meals or canned meals. Okay, they don't eat meat every day. Sometimes they eat beans and cornbread because they like it. Okay, my customer, I had a lot of awesome customers. She worked for FEMA, and like when Hurricane Katrina hit, she was like older than me. She was like 79. And she drove to wherever it was, and she made them her beans, which was beans, onions, garlic, a little olive oil, and some salt, pepper, and sugar, and some cornbread. And when she got home, she said to her husband, "What do you feel like eating?" He felt like eating the beans. So were they going to be suffering? No. They had been doing this all their lives. Okay, and now consider cheese, a big block, tuna, and salmon. You need some fish and some nuts. Okay, now think of low-cost meals: hot dogs, macaroni and cheese, spaghetti, sauce with meat. You know, the meat comes in the sauce, so you just put on the spaghetti, and hopefully you have some Parmesan cheese. And then canned fruit and canned vegetables. So they're not going to be going without, you know, any decent food for days. Okay, now, all of the people that I know that have lived better off when they were poor had a little garden. So here is some of my indoor garden, and they're looking better after one day. I see something had chewed off my leaves, so I might keep these indoors. It's supposed to be a purple pepper and a chili, but they both look like the same plant. Okay, marked down food and food brands. Okay, if you go to a place and you buy marked down food for 50% off, so basically 2 for the price of 1, you're going to have more food. Okay, think about this. Pancakes. Okay, I could make pancakes with the same breakfast without the grits. Pancakes, sausage and eggs, or bacon. Now on bacon, I find it's just better to get good black label bacon. French toast with sausage or bacon or an egg sandwich, and goulash. Okay, now I'm coming to low-cost meals. Goulash. My mother-in-law's goulash. My mother-in-law used to make this once a week because they like it. Okay. Fry hamburger in bacon grease. Or if you don't have hamburger, try half hamburger, you know, like a meatloaf, a large onion, kidney beans, tomatoes. You can just make it without meat. A can of tomatoes. I use stewed tomatoes. I think she used regular tomatoes. Cayenne pepper, salt, pepper, and then I add sugar. And this is going to give you a big pot of food with some cornbread. Okay, number 1, goulash. 2, tuna sandwich and fries or chips. That's a good one. Biscuits and gravy. One of my customers, I used to do quite a few women, and it was kind of shocking to me because I lived in a good area, and they would become homeless with kids. And I remember one, she finally got an apartment, and the first meal she made was biscuits and gravy. You know, she bought the big biscuits, the good ones, and she made sausage gravy. That's a great meal. I want to mention onion gravy. Okay, so if you're going to add like half barley and hamburger to your meatloaf or tofu, and you have some onion gravy, all you do is you take one of these packages You mix it up. I think it makes 4 cups. Then you melt a little butter in a pan. You sprinkle a little flour. This is the way I make all gravy. I stir the butter around until I cook the flour, you know, the raw taste. And then I strain this and I use I keep the onion sequestered, and then I make a onion gravy, and then I put the onion in, and you can add a little ketchup if you like that, salt and pepper. And this is going to really, also I'm going to be doing more vegetarian cooking, and if you have some of these hearty vegetarian gravies, that's really going to help too. Okay, so biscuits and gravy, chili and hot dogs, just canned chili with hot dogs and buns. I like that. Hamburger and fries. Okay, so what I bought for my breakfast is I bought these dollar hamburgers. You can make your hamburgers. That's a cheeseburger, barbecue chicken sandwich, or breaded chicken sandwich. And you have to be careful with these. Zap them for 1 minute and make sure if your buns are done, remove them, because if you overcook the buns, it's terrible. Hamburger and fries or chips. Fried chicken, like the chicken wings. I still have some left that I made last night. Chicken, and I have instant potatoes in the stockpile. They have nice boxes of potatoes at Walmart. And canned corn. 7 spam with eggs and toast, or fry your spam and make like a bologna sandwich, or bake your spam, put barbecue sauce and make some sweet potatoes and some green beans. You can get by. Okay, wear everything out and buy secondhand. So like what you want to do is, when you're poor, forget this keeping up with the Joneses. They have more money than you. And a lot of people inherit money, and there's things you don't know. They could have experienced a lot of appreciation in their house. Okay, now poor people that live better generally don't use utilities. So what you want to do, and especially between the hours of 4 and 9, you want to eliminate that. So that's why I used to, well, I still do it, stay in my car, and I find something to do all day until it's almost time for bed. Your biggest expenses are connected with the house. You can turn out all the utilities at the breaker switch except for the refrigerator. You can do that to cause yourself not to use utilities. Don't buy personal care, and do everything yourself. Your hair colors, not haircuts. You can go to beauty college and get a pretty good haircut. But manicures, pedicures, eyebrow waxes, everything yourself. And I want to mention something. You can buy blow dryers and curling irons at the thrift store and just wipe them down with alcohol. Also, even pedicure baths, and what you do is you just put 1 part, wash them good with soap, 1 part bleach and 9 parts water, and soak them at least 10 minutes and rinse them out, and then dry them in the sun, and they're good to go. But for a used pedicure thing, I would put a trash bag in it. I would sterilize it. But like when I used to work in I used to work in the most crappiest shops in the whole wide world, but I always loved it because I used to think, I don't believe this, but I believe it. They would buy the pedicure bags at the thrift store, and we would put garbage bags, and we go, oh, it's for your sanitation. And I could build, even under those circumstances, a pretty good nail business. When I went into like the more snootier shops, they wouldn't let me do it, but I didn't care because that took me away from haircuts. Okay, avoid the lottery, convenience and fast food, and don't eat out. There are exceptions, we'll go into that. Okay, consider the library. Like, one of my biggest luxuries was when I could go to the library when I finally retired. But then the COVID came and I got away from it. Car living, to avoid, what you're doing is you're avoiding all wear and tear in your house. Like my mother-in-law and my father-in-law, when they got old, they were always outside. It's better for you from the time you get up until the time you go to bed. Okay, have canned food around and you're going to eat that. Parks, shopping malls. Also, if you want to get out of the house and it's kind of bad weather, go into parking structures, but not when it's hot. Okay, so we have two. We have the mall and the courthouse and hospitals, but a lot of times you need a pass to get into those. Okay, now I get a lot of free food from McDonald's. I can get like free fries on Friday, tomorrow. I can get apple pies half off. After you start getting points, you can pretty much get a sandwich every day. Burritos from Del Taco are super cheap with a large iced tea. Tacos from Jack in the Box. Okay, now this is a good one. I know people who do this. Do not break a $20 bill. Like if you run out of money and you don't want to be breaking your 20s or your hundreds unless it's life and death. Okay, avoid home repairs and damage. So you want to treat everything you own and your house like you need to make it last for the rest of your life. Okay, do not throw anything out. Give it away to family, friends, and neighbors. Like I think it was yesterday, I dumpster dived a chair for a desk, and it just so happened he got a desk, so I gave him a chair. So I got rid of that. But with that kind of stuff, I usually give it away or I hang on to it to sell it at the swap meet. And so if you want to do a swap meet or a flea market, what people love to buy is like your home goods. Like if they're poor, they need carpets, they need pillows, they need clothes. Okay, so don't throw stuff out. So like I was doing, flower arrangements, and I go, oh, I need vases. I go, you have vases that you bought tons of jewelry in. Now think about this. Here's what you need: water, food, and if you have kids and you are poor, do not be prideful. Get the school lunches for free. Healthcare, education, clothing, and you can find free clothing. You do a search, free clothing, and they will come right up. And then the most expensive is shelter. Okay, now get this into your mind that every penny counts. Oh, here's the food I saved out of my food. So I am going to sprout this, and I am going to get some dirt from the mountain, and I am not paying money for my garden. Okay, now this, all right. Okay, now individual desserts. Okay, I started doing this. Dollar Tree, I try to find more. They didn't have any. These are good. Dollar Tree brownies. They're small, but a lot of bad things won't happen. If you're eating big meals and you just have a couple bites, you're pretty much satisfied. These are the packages that are really hard to get into. You're not going to overeat as much. And I have found quite a few of these that I really like these cinnamon crumb. Look how little they are. It's like 4 small bites. Here it is. Dollar Tree 4 cakes. And then these hot cocoa balls, I got 75% off. So that will do for a little dessert instead of making cakes, although you could make cupcakes. Okay, no. All right, individual desserts. if there is a cheap item, a cheaper item, buy that. Okay, in real estate, there's this concept that if two houses are essentially the same, a prudent person would not buy anything but the cheaper. But like when there's like really, really cheap stuff and really, really expensive stuff, they say the mid-range is the best. Okay, I know a senior. At the time, I think he was almost as old as I am, so you can do a lot in your older age. And he saved money. He kept working and saved money for 10 years and bought a house in the back country. And he said, it's a dump. I don't know if I can live in there. I go, what are you going to do? So the next time he came in, I go, well, how's it going? He goes, oh, it's doing fine. I'm living in there just fine. My kids didn't want me to do it. And I go, yeah, well, they'll be glad if you die. And that was so many years ago, and no telling how much the house is worth now. One of my customers was a housekeeper for wealthy people, or like a personal caregiver. And she was pretty well off herself because her clients would leave her money. But she was telling me that when her thrifty mom died, she left her money, and she said, I couldn't believe how much money she left us because she never had much money. And I thought, yeah, because she lived old, that's the key, and she saved her money. Okay, now this is a baddie. Keeping up appearances. Okay, I used to send my son to private school, and everybody was a lot more wealthier than us. I was poorer than anyone, I told you. And I told my son, everybody with money knows we don't have money. We're lucky to be here. Just do your work and get good grades. And we got along just fine. But if we had tried to keep up appearances, you can't compete with these people. Okay, Gaza. Famine is imminent. So we're seeing famine start to take hold. 1 in 3 children malnourished, and the parents are going for days. Now, in that case, being attacked, there's nothing that could have been done. Okay, the Baltimore Francis Scott Bridge was breached and it collapsed when a barge hit it. So that's going to cause all kinds of irritation. A few people were killed. So we're starting to see disasters and calamities hit. Okay, now basically, even though I cook a lot, it's really like a stockpiling channel. So all of this stuff is pretty much storable food. So let's say you don't have a stockpile. Okay, number one thing is that I picked was evaporated milk, because if you mix this 1 can evaporated milk, 1 can water, you'll have 3 cups of milk. Okay, number 2 thing is I bought this is really good soup. You can eat it right out of the can, and some crackers. And these are really good crackers. I bought them discounted for 99 cents, so I can have soup with crackers, and hopefully I have peanut butter and cheese. And then, oh, this is chunk chicken, but I thought I was getting tuna. So you can have your big meal, you have your soup, you have your crackers, and you have your meat. And then I picked a can of good chili that I had. So you would have chili and crackers, and maybe you have some hot dogs. So those are the items I selected for a little stockpile. If you run out of cereal, milk, you can't make your cereal. That is not good. Okay, is that it? That is it. I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye.